Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Linny and I am a working mama of a now 20-month-old little girl. And if you can't tell by the title of this video is going to be about my chemical pregnancy. So definitely not something that I'm looking forward to announcing, but you know, this is life and it is what it is. So if you are new here, my husband and I struggle with infertility. We just got done doing our second frozen embryo transfer, which ended in a chemical pregnancy. So I had posted videos of me taking my pregnancy tests and all throughout the process, and I am sad to report that it did not work again. So where do I even begin? As you know, at 9 days past my 5-day transfer, I got an extremely light line, faint line, on a first response early pregnancy test. I tested again at 11 days past, and the line was darker. But with my experience with my daughter, we also did IVF, and I got a positive with her 3 days past our 5-day transfer, and it got significantly darker every single day. I ended up testing again that evening of the 11th day, and I could tell that the line was lighter, but at that point, I mean, I was a little concerned, but I knew like first morning urine versus something later at night could be more diluted. So, I just kind of tried to brush it off as it'll be fine. I'll test again in the morning. So I tested again at 12 days, and there was like no line. If there was a line, it was extremely, extremely faint. So at that point, I just stopped testing. I went in for my blood work at 14 days past my 5-day transfer, and my HCG level was 1.78. So you need at least a 5 to have a confirmed pregnancy. And because I had no line on a test at that point, I was instructed to stop taking my medication and just let it run its course. So I'll insert the picture of my pregnancy tests so you can see for yourself, or you can go back and watch the videos. Basically, the difference between a chemical pregnancy and a miscarriage, they're both miscarriages. A chemical pregnancy is just a very early miscarriage. So if you miscarry before you are 5 weeks pregnant, it is considered a chemical pregnancy. And like at that point, you don't need to have a DNC or anything, and usually your body just clears out on its own. So I did stop taking my medication, and within, I think it was 3 days, I did get my AF. AF did arrive, so here we are. When AF arrived, I would say I wasn't cramping terribly, but typically I don't really get cramps when I have a period, so I guess the mild cramping that I was experiencing is more than I normally would. I can say that I did pass a decent sized clot. Sorry, this is total TMI, but just in case you were interested in knowing, there's that. Other than that, it didn't last any longer than it normally would have, and so yeah. So obviously the next step then was discussing with my doctor what we should do at this point. So that was our second failed frozen embryo transfer. And at this point we still have 8 embryos left. If you are familiar with the IVF process, then you know it is not cheap to transfer embryos. So we struggle with it's a gamble. Every time you do a frozen embryo transfer, or any transfer for that matter, you're basically like gambling with your money. So there were 4 different options that I discussed with my doctor with what we should do at this point, because I feel like we transferred like perfect grade embryos. They were hatching. My uterus looks great. Like, there was no reason for these not to work. I will say we did not do the PGS testing, so, I guess the embryos could be faulty. But I don't know. So obviously at this point it has been a couple weeks since this has happened. We're home from vacation now. If you watched our Disney vlogs, it was a much needed trip. It was very fun. But we are home now and back to reality. And obviously I was very sad and upset when all of that was happening. I had a feeling that was what was going to happen, just because I felt like it was just so late to be getting such faint positives to begin with. But I will say, like, I always try to look at the brighter side. At least the embryo was trying to implant, or had implanted. So at least I know that I can get pregnant again. There's no reason that I shouldn't be able to. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm gonna make a separate video to let you guys know our options, because I don't want to drag this video out forever. But yeah, I'm just going to stay positive and hopeful, and we obviously will be doing more transfers. I don't know that we will ever. Sorry, my hair. There was like a weird loop in it. So yeah, that's that. And I hope that you guys have a good week. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.